would say I'm getting used to not having nipples. That doesn't mean I don't miss them. I totally do. But I'm getting used to it, you know. I'm resilient. I feel like this is a really awkward thing to talk about, but also, you know, this is where my cancer was, breast cancer. It is a huge part of my life. I think about it constantly, and I get so many messages from people who like maybe wouldn't be as open as me, and they feel less alone, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going through this, and thanks for sharing your journey. So that's why I'm going to talk about my breast. Last year I had a double mastectomy. They took out 1,042 grams from my left side, which is the one that had cancer in it. That's huge. And then there was like 980 or something on the right. I had tissue expanders put in, and they filled them up to 700 cc's each side. And then my plastic surgeon recently, like 5-ish weeks ago, put in about 900 on each side as well. So definitely close to the size I was, which is what I asked for. If you're my family, you can scroll away, but this is what my ladies looked like. I'm just so glad that I thought to do this, because their shape, everything about them is different. Just everything. There's now these like football shaped flaps where like the nipple would be. And speaking of nipples, so my choices are, I could get tissue made nipples that would not obviously be like the real things, but they'd be something. Or you can get these tattoos that feel or that look very realistic, right? But I don't have any tattoos. So I think it's really funny if that would be my first tattoo ever, would be a nipple tattoo. I also got rid of my belly button. I don't know if I told you guys that, but I was like, that bitch can go. She is so annoying. Like seriously the worst to clean, but I might get a shallow one put in, and I might go without. My husband keeps saying, I keep forgetting you don't have a belly button. Almost 100% sure that I'll have a second surgery, like a revision phase. Sometimes it's your scar tissue. Sometimes it's you want a little bit of lipo in a certain area that looks funky. Sometimes your breasts are different shapes and you want to clean that up. You want to get nipples or a belly button. There's so many things you can do, and it's definitely not as extensive as this one, the deep flap. I know for me, I did not want to go flat after my double mastectomy, and I also did not want implants. The tissue expanders were very uncomfortable, and I did not want anything else in my body that wasn't supposed to be there. I knew this recovery would be longer, but I was happy to do that up front instead of having to replace implants every decade or so. Everybody has to do what's best for them. I will say it's hard for me to like fully comprehend that this is my story, because sometimes I feel like I'm watching it from above or over there. I don't know if that's like detachment so that I don't, you know, get as upset about it, but it definitely feels very out of body. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know if you have any questions.